The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Hey y'all. No, I just came on. Running a little late. That traffic. Donna Coleman Holman is the best. Donna Coleman Holman has laced your boy up. Donna Coleman Holman. And not just this one, but two more. Total of three. My sister. What's up, Willie G? He's a man. He's a man. Hey, K-Boy. Y'all one of the baddest in the business. K-Mar in the building. K-Mar, you need to spit me an intro. K-Mar and AJ saving the day. Check them out on the legendary KYOK. Unapologetically black. Just blackity black. No, this game ain't over. It's just getting started. A little late right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, but I'm up in the building and ready for a big-time show. Big-time show like we had yesterday. Man, what a show with Kelsey Nicole Nelson, host of Listen In with KNN on the Fox Sports Network. And then my boy, David Grubb, creator of Hard in the Paint. And if you didn't hear yesterday's show, man, it was one of those ones that you got to go back and listen to again because we talked about a whole lot of things, including the ownership of the Atlanta Dream. That's a WNBA team where one of the co-owners is talking bad about black people, talking bad about lesbians, talking bad about other things that are legislation here in the United States of America. And I'm like this, man. Listen, you can't be pro-Constitution and then get mad because the Constitution and the legislation gets written in a way you don't think it should. And if she's going to have those kind of comments and sentiments, to me, she should go the same way as Donald Sterling did when he had to give up the LA Clippers. So, yeah, we talked about that yesterday. We talked about, of course, Cam Newton, talked about the NBA, Major League Baseball, sports coming back, talked about ownership. Why is it such a bad thing when in a capitalistic society, we talk about players, predominantly black players, either getting into ownership or starting a league that has, similar to what we see in professional sports today, a predominance of owners that look like one particular culture. What's wrong with that? I'm not saying it has to be an all-black league, but what's wrong if you get a 10-league team and 8 of the owners are black and they have white players, black players, Hispanic players, Asian players? For Christ's sake, there used to be a World Football League that played over in Europe, and they had players from Scotland, they had players from Amsterdam, they had players from all across, Europe. What's wrong with that? I mean, this whole ideology of what was done in the past should be memorialized, and henceforth now and forevermore is the only way it could do it. It can be done. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And again, there are things that are memorialized right now that need not be memorialized any longer. Without change, we would still be putting leeches on our bodies to deal with blood-related issues. Thank God we don't do that anymore. All right? So, good show. Appreciate everybody that tuned in and was a part of it. We got another good one today. I've got a state Supreme Court candidate, Staci Williams, Judge Staci Williams, that's going to be joining us. And we're talking sports. We're going to talk about a number of different things that are going on in sports. The NFL is reportedly going to be asking fans to sign a COVID-19 waiver if they want to attend football games. Huh? I thought you told me it was safe. I thought y'all told me we would have herd immunity if we all just jumped out there together and we ran to the storm and not from the storm. Now you want me to sign a waiver? How about you sign a waiver? What's this? Why I got to take all the responsibility? How about you sign a waiver? I came to your event. You sign a waiver that if I get sick, because I believed your promotion, that if I came to the event, I'd be all right, that you're going to handle these medical bills that's going to pop up. Why does the waiver have to be one way and not another way? I ain't understanding. My understanding done got bad. All right, let me hit some quick commercials. I know I got started on late, but anyway, Judge Staci Williams is going to be coming on in about 10 minutes. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. Donna Coleman-Homan! Donna, you got your boy laced out. I'm laced out, Donna. I got the bag yesterday, and I appreciate you. All right, 281-453-1000. Text me, 832-403-5005. You can get in my DMs, but don't play with me. Come at. Don't play with me. AJ at KYOKsports.com. That's AJ at KYOKsports.com. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break.
Spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816. If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-961-2730. 800-961-2730. That's 800-961-2730.
I'm Linda J. We all know Election Day is just around the corner. We want change. We need change. We can be the change. Exercise your right for change on Election Day. Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. So let's roll to the polls in record numbers and we can make that change. This message is approved by KYOK 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOKradio.org.
Having trouble getting focus? Getting your to-do list Dawn.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
KYOK 1140 and 92.3.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
It's called to inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK, 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
Be sure to tune in to Motivational Thursdays on Shiloh Radio, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., where you will be encouraged, inspired, and ignited on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM. Hi, this is TJ from South Park. I listen to The Lunch Break with AJ Jones on 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all, we're back at it right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday. Of course, I'm going to have the sports fellas, Dr. Akie and John Foster, on in that second hour. But hey, y'all gotta tune in for that. You know, these cats gonna come in rough and raw. John already called me and said, "Hey, AJ, I think we're gonna be all right this week. Hey, I think my special guest has just joined us. Let's get a little intro. Let's add her to the festivities. There she is. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Hello, y'all. Everybody, I want to introduce to some and present to others none other than Judge Staci Williams, joining us right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Judge Williams, how you doing today?
Great. It's a pleasure to be here. You know, we're still working in the courts in Dallas. Although by Zoom, I've already had 2 hearings today, and I'm with you this afternoon. So thank you.
Well, I am so glad to have you. But I mean, I'm telling you, look like you're getting ready for a glamour shot. I mean, come on, Judge. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, what's up?
Hey, I got to represent Dallas. I know how hard y'all are in Houston. So if I don't come representing, then Dallas is going to take care of me.
I know that's right. We got a lot of Dallas faithful on the show. In fact, Kimberly Armstrong is a big-time Dallas Cowboy fan. So I think she'll be a little disappointed if you didn't come out strong.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, Judge Staci Williams, you are a candidate for the state Supreme Court here
Yes.
in the state of Texas. Tell us about that. Tell us what that means. I mean, we all understand the Supreme Court of the United States, but talk about state Supreme Courts.
All right. First, I'm going to give you a little civics lesson. The U.S. Supreme Court hears appeals and is the court of final say for criminal and civil matters. Those justices on the U.S. Supreme Court are appointed by the president, approved by the Senate, and are there for life. In Texas, we are elected in partisan elections for 6-year terms. The Texas Supreme Court, unlike the U.S. Supreme Court, only hears appeals for civil cases. So civil, I mean family, juvenile, probate, as well as kind of the general civil, oil and gas, real estate, lots of commercial, personal injury. We've seen over the last couple of weeks that the Texas Supreme Court affects all of our lives, from voting rights to foreclosures and evictions. And even in the next 5 to 6 years, the Texas Supreme Court is going to be hearing issues that are going to affect our community for generations. We're going to be making decisions regarding redistricting and gerrymandering. And right now, if you look up at the makeup of the Texas Supreme Court, that would be time for concern, because we've already seen what they've done just in the month of May. They lifted the stay on evictions and foreclosures. We have highest unemployment. We're in a pandemic, knock, and they're willing to throw people out. They've also, in their latest decision, have made people decide, do I risk my health or do I go out and vote?
Yeah, okay, so I got you now. I got you. So situation where a lot of folks are either not back at work or they went back to work and now they need to come back off because of the recent closures and everything with the spike in numbers, the state Supreme Court making the decision to lift evictions. There are a lot of people that still haven't gotten out of the first wave of things like that. Judge Williams, I got to take a break, but when we come back, I want to get a little bit into your background. Then, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
No problem.
All right. We got Judge Staci Williams joining us. She is a candidate for the state Supreme Court here in Texas, and we'll talk more with her right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
You're home. You're a diabetic. You need
Great job.
But you
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So glad to have you. Okay, I'm going to try and work on this mic a little bit, so stay right there.
Okay.
Worried about going to a crowded pharmacy? Pick up the phone in the safety and comfort of your home and let US Med deliver them to you with free shipping. And now if you test your blood sugar 4 more times a day and inject insulin 3 or more times a day, you may qualify to get a new continuous glucose monitor at little or no cost, which may eliminate the pain of pricking your fingers and helps you make smarter diabetes decisions. Plus, we'll send you a 90-day supply and bill your insurance company for you. Get some peace of mind. Call US Med today.
800-417-0851. 800-417-0851. That's 800-417-0851.
How'd you like to eliminate your expensive cable bill forever or get new satellite internet where cable can't go? Well, now you can have affordable satellite internet service for a few dollars a day. All you need is a mini satellite installed, and you can have unlimited internet connections wirelessly in your home or office. And no cable boxes means unlimited connections and no clutter. You can surf.
Well, make sure everybody can hear you.
Okay.
Television with no cable. And the best part is, satellite internet service costs only a few dollars a day for your entire home. Yes, fast internet to surf or stream television.
All right, we got one more right after this one, okay?
Call now for free details and learn how to drop your expensive cable bill.
800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. That's 800-712-8044.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
It's called to inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole.
Yes.
Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary.
No, she's not advertising. What do I need to do?
92.3 FM and KYOK.org.
Tish, I got to agree or gone. Tell me what I need to, what's the amount? What's the pay? Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, I got it. All right.
Sure.
Bye.
Hold on.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones back here on the lunch break. It is Throwback Thursday, and again, we got Judge Staci Williams joining us. She's a candidate for the state Supreme Court. And Judge Williams, tell us a little bit about your background. Where you're from, where'd you grow up, and all that kind of good stuff.
All right. Well, to start way back, I was actually born in Longview, Texas, and spent the last the first 9 years of my life in Marshall, Texas. And I love to tell the story that I'm a child of segregation. My mother was pregnant with twins, and the hospitals in Marshall were segregated. So my dad had to drive my mom 20 miles to Longview, Texas, to give birth in, back then they called it a Negro hospital in Longview, Texas. And as she likes to tell us, that we were by breach, so that we, to have two twins by breach, she never quite forgot that. We moved to Dallas. I'm a graduate of the Hockaday School, which is an all-girls school in Dallas. I went on to Smith College with a degree in economics, and at Smith, I was selected to participate in special studies in economics at Yale University. Then I went on to the Georgetown University Law Center, and I've spent over the last 27 years of my legal career in very diverse fields, which have prepared me to be on the Texas Supreme Court. Not only am I a two-term district court judge in Dallas, where I hear strictly civil issues and strictly lots of commercial, oil and gas, real estate, personal injury, medical malpractice, some consumer debt issues. I've also been an arbitrator where I've written detailed decisions on labor and employment issues for DART, which is our local transportation system.
Yeah.
The Federal Mediation Conciliation Service, which is the umbrella organization for lots of labor union issues. I've been an arbitrator for NASDAQ FINRA, which arbitrates disputes between consumers and their brokerage houses. And I've been an arbitrator for the Washington Metropolitan Airport Board. I've been a trial attorney and administrative judge for the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. And I've been in-house corporate counsel in the telecommunications, retail, and defense industries. I tell you all that to let you know that the depth and breadth of my background make me well suited for the Texas Supreme Court. You don't want someone who just worked for a law firm or just did one thing for 27 years. You've got to have that diversity of experience, diversity of thought, because that's the problem right now at the Texas Supreme Court. There's no diversity of thought. In fact, there are no African Americans on the Texas Supreme Court. In the 174-year history of the Texas Supreme Court, there has never been an African American female. Now, we did have 2 males in the late 90s, early 2000s. They belonged to the other party. And frankly, if you read their decisions, you would never know that they were African Americans, that they ever spent their life as a day as an African American in the United States. So I think I've covered education and experience, and then I like to emphasize commitment to community. You have a lot of candidates come out and say what I'm going to do, what they might do. You need to look at their record. I created a program called the Citizen Civil Academy, which is a free, nonpartisan program to educate citizens about the civil court process, because everyone understands what goes on in the criminal courts. You know, we've got lots of publicity, particularly now, mass incarceration, pipelines to prison, but people are clueless when I tell them, nah, I don't put people in jail. I just make them pay a lot of money. So it started in the fall of 2015. We've taken it all over Dallas County. We usually do it in the spring and fall of each year. We've graduated over 350 students ranging in age from 7 to 92. We've now expanded it. We've taken it to Collin County and Smith County. And just last week, I was invited back to Smith County, and I did the first ever Citizen Civil Academy Zoom, and we've been invited to come back out to East Texas to do it again. And people need this information. That's a problem.
In Houston too.
Oh yeah, well I'd love to. You just need to invite me, and I'm there.
Okay,
because
all right, but I set stuff up like that now. So
okay, well let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Question. So I talk sports. And the NFL is kind of floating the idea out there that they might have fans sign a waiver if they want to come to the games due to this COVID-19. You also have in college, like Ohio State is having their players sign waivers so that if they get sick of COVID-19, they won't hold the school liable. I'm a little thrown off, Judge. If I'm going to your sporting event or I'm playing on your team, I get you gave me a scholarship and I get that I paid my money for the ticket. But if you told me it was safe for me to be out there, why do I have to sign the waiver? What's that about?
Look, anytime anyone asks anyone to sign anything, I say take it to a lawyer. If they're asking you to sign a waiver, then they've got some fear of liability. So a lot of times, like my grandma used to say, honey, just use your common sense.
Judge Staci Williams, y'all. And you know what? My grandmother must have been related, because my grandmother used to say, common sense ain't all that common.
No, it's really true. And, I worry about students signing waivers. If I had a son or daughter, I'd say, you bet don't sign anything. Let a lawyer take a look at it, because a lot of times waivers or agreements get thrown to people and they don't read it. And there's always fine line. Well, we gave you the opportunity to get a lawyer. We gave you an opportunity to sign it. You knew exactly what you were getting into. And then, as a judge, I have to follow the law. And sometimes it could be so empathetic. Yeah.
So Judge Staci Williams, let me ask you a question. So, how colleges and universities do, if you're 18 and up, you're an adult. I had to go through this when I dropped my son off at Southern. They told me that they couldn't give me his little login and password because he was an adult. I had to let them know that his tuition was coming out of my account, and if I don't have that access, then y'all don't get your money. And some kind of way, the young lady went on break, and she slid me a little manila envelope, on her way to break. But my 18-year-old, and he's not 18 anymore, the thought of my 18-year-old getting a document like that, not reading it or just perusing it and thinking, I just want to play football, and signs our life, not just his life, but our lives away. Because if something happens to him, that's coming out of our medical insurance. That's coming out of our household. And oh yeah, by the way, it could lead to pre-existing conditions for later on in his life. How is it that multi-billion-dollar institutions and schools even think that that's remotely the best thing to do and get away with it?
Well, one way they get away with it is who's going to be deciding that controversy? It's the judge. So you've got to make sure you've got judges who have children. You've got to make sure you have judges who have a sense of community. You've got to have judges who just don't come from corporate America. You've got to have judges who have common sense. Even though 18-year-olds are considered adults, we know they're not adults. They have no common sense. I'm not saying 18-year-olds out there, but that's why home life is so important. I know at 18, if I thought of signing anything without my parents' consent, oh man, that would be heckinger to pay. And like you said, my parents would have said, oh, you're coming back to Dallas. There's just no way. But it's unfortunate because some kids don't have that background. And then also they want to play. But you know what? That's the thing. I would love to see a waiver because some schools are going to be very fair. And some schools are going to say, look, it's your own medical fees you have to pay for. If you lose your scholarship, that's fine. If you end up disabled, that's fine. We're releasing you of all liability. Then you have to do a cost benefit analysis. Is that scholarship worth it? Is anything worth being subjected? Because if they're having you sign a waiver, that means this stuff is still out here and it is serious.
Right. We got Judge Staci Williams joining us. She is a candidate for Supreme Court in the state of Texas, asking her some of the issues that we talk about all the time in the world of sports. One of the other things that is really happening, Judge Williams, is that there is a push and a movement that's being led by a lot of these young people. In fact, we've got a young man from Houston that's down at Florida State. And when his coach made the comment that, oh, yeah, I talked to all my players about the George Floyd incident, and we all went back and forth. And this young man said, no, that ain't what happened. He didn't talk to none of us. And they literally put out a thing that said, listen, we're not playing, we're not practicing, we're not doing anything until you recant that false statement. And when the coach got with this young man from Houston, the young man put some demands. We want to be registered to vote. We want to make sure that we can offer scholarships to kids that look like us in this community so they can come to Florida State. And we want to build up the schools in the community so that they have a better education. These young people are literally pushing a community agenda as well as showing the importance of voting. How can some of these grassroots deals that are going on at these schools and colleges and universities, how can they affect the general electorate?
Wow, just amazing. I am so impressed with this younger generation because, perhaps in my generation or generations back, the athletes were more concerned about getting their personal, their personal influence. They really didn't want to take a position in the community. I was thinking this morning and I said, do you remember when Harvey Gantt was running for Senate against Jesse Helms? Michael Jordan refused to contribute to his campaign because he said, oh, Republicans buy my shoes also.
Yep, Republicans buy Nikes too.
Yeah, and so he wouldn't, but now there's a totally different, I mean, you look at LeBron James, who's actually setting the standard. And it's great because they're fans. They'll do anything for LeBron. He's going, no, you're going to have to face the racism. You're going to have to make change. So I love that it is filtered down to the college level. But, we can have all the protests, and it's wonderful what they did, but if they don't register the vote, if they don't translate this into registrations and voting, then it's nothing but sound and fury signifying nothing.
Yeah, I agree with you. In fact, I've been adamant about one of the steps has got to include voting. We got Judge Staci Williams. She's a candidate for the state of Texas Supreme Court. Judge Williams, I hear a lot of people say things like, and again, a lot of young people, young athletes and what have you say, my vote doesn't count. It don't even make sense for me to vote. And they're thinking about the national election. Tell me and our listeners why the local, the state, and the national elections matter.
Local elections, because guess what? You're going to see your local elected official sooner than you will ever see the president of the United States. For example, your local county commissioners in Houston, Hidalgo, and Ellis, they're ensuring that you stay safe in Houston. They are imposing a mask. If you didn't vote those folks in, you'd have people who have the same viewpoints as Governor Abbott, and everyone to be running around this Houston without mask. It makes a difference. It makes a difference who you vote as your district attorney. Your district attorney will determine who gets indicted or if they press charges for any of the protests. It makes a difference if your district attorney allows someone to post racist Facebook ads and either resign or be terminated. It makes a difference. It makes a difference who your mayor is. Your mayor is going to, if it's like in Dallas, appoint the chief of police. Well, the police chief will determine how rioters are treated. Are they going to get hit with rubber bullets? Or are you just going to let them kind of peaceably demonstrate and ensure that nothing happens? You're against the chokehold. Well, that's your city council. You've got to vote in every election. It affects you every day. So if you don't like what's going on in the police department, your trash isn't being picked up, that rests with your local officials. So for example, in this, it's like a stair step. So you start with the city council, you walk out your house, the streets, the trash. You go up to your county commissioners. They set up they're the administrative arm for your county. So that could be roads, bridges. In Dallas, we have Clay Jenkins, who's been at the forefront, I think, of the COVID. He wants to he's begging Governor Abbott to please set up a statewide mask. And if he had his way, he'd probably have us back at home. But you want that kind of leadership. If not, the reason why we have Governor Abbott is because people didn't vote.
Yeah.
We could have a change. And guess what? Governor Abbott, if there's a vacancy, Governor Abbott gets to appoint folks to the Texas Supreme Court. The individual that I'm running against, first time he got on, he didn't have to run. He was actually Rick Perry's chief of staff. Rick Perry called him up. Yo, want to be on the Texas Supreme Court?
Isn't that something?
Good day job, you can get it. And he got on. He had never been.
Lifelong appointment like on the national level?
No, it's a 6-year appointment, but he got to fulfill someone's term for 2 years. And then once you're an incumbent, it works. Never been a judge in his life, never had any judicial training. But guess what? He was Rick Perry's chief of staff, and he had also been an assistant attorney general under John Cornyn.
Okay.
So you get good old boys in, you get good old boy decisions out.
Judge Staci Williams, unfortunately, we got to get ready to go, but I'm so glad that you made time out of your very busy schedule to drop by here at the lunch break. And thank you for, all the great information. Tell everyone how they can find you, how they can follow you.
Thank you. So my website, www.judgestaci.com, and that's Staci with an I. Facebook, Judge Staci Williams for Texas Supreme Court. Like us. And you know what? If you want to give me some money, I'd love it, but I know it's tight. What I'm looking for now more than ever are volunteers. I need volunteers to help spread the word. This is a very unique time with COVID. I can't go out and meet you at the polls. I can't go out and meet you at the churches. I'm stuck at home. So I need your help to help spread the word. This election is winnable. We can win it. But I need you to vote up and down the ticket. Don't stop at the presidential level, or I've heard lots of talk show. People aren't excited about Biden. Fine. Don't stop. If you want to start at the Texas Supreme Court, your local judges, your county commissioners, please vote for everyone. And I don't like the statement that says, oh, no more straight party ticket. Yes, you can. It's just not the button. You're going to have to take 5 more minutes and check off every person that you want as opposed to one button. But this is the most important election ever. It's going to affect our lives for generations. So please, if you don't like one race, don't stay away. Continue to vote. We need your vote. So www.judgestaci.com, and I ask for your support.
Judge Staci Williams, we thank you. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for coming on, and we will definitely be hearing from you again soon, okay?
Thank you so much. You have a great day.
All right, you too. Y'all, Judge Staci Williams, I've been telling you we were going to get her. She joined us today. Got to take a quick break. We'll come back with more right after this on the lunch break.
Injured or wrong. If you've been involved
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you.
for you, okay?
Thanks. I need it.
All right,
Thanks.
I'll talk to you soon.
We'll be in touch. Okay, thanks.
Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-547-4170. 800-547-4170. 800-547-4170. That's 800-547-4170.
This is a potter's field. When people can't pay for their funerals, they are buried here. It is a lonely, desolate place, littered with unmarked headstones. No one visits. No one leaves flowers. But it doesn't have to be that way. For as low as $1 a day, you can ensure your family will have the money to pay your funeral expenses. We offer burial insurance plans that pay up to $30,000. Considering the average funeral costs more than $10,000, that's peace of mind for your family. There are no medical exams, your rates won't increase, and your policy cannot be canceled as long as you make your premium payments. Call now to get approved in minutes and ensure your final resting place is more than just a pauper's grave in a potter's field.
800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729. Paid for by Final Expense Direct.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? Quick Cash Offer can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents and risking your safety by showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your home to foreclosure. If you have any equity in your home, we will buy it and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call Quick Cash Offer now before the economy gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just don't want to get the cash you need today.
800-780-1431. 800-780-1431. 800-780-1431. That's 800-780-1431.
Hey, this is Tori and Terry, and we're at a new show on the legendary KYOK called Marriage Talk with Tori and Terry.
Yes, that's Saturdays at 1 p.m. Marriage Talk with us. You can call in and talk with us about your marriage questions, engagement, relationship questions. We're here to assist you. Saturdays at 1 p.m.
And that's on the legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
Talk to you then.
Again, I say unto you, if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything, it shall be done for them by my Father who is in heaven.
Hey, Valencia.
Where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them. Matthew 18, 19, and 20. That's the gospel. And we're KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
It's called To Inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK, 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday, and what a powerful first hour. I told you I was going to be a hot one today, and it's the best is it has happened, is happening, and will continue to happen here on the show. Again, I want to thank Judge Staci Williams for taking time out of her busy schedule. I've been telling y'all I was going to try and get her on to just kind of make sense of some of this stuff out here. Again, I'm very impressed with the young people in the world of sports and their movement of making sure out of all the things these young football players could be asking for, up at Michigan, up at Kansas State, up at Iowa, over at Florida State, even at Clemson, out of all the things that these young student athletes could be asking for, number one on almost every single one of their lists is to be able to get registered to vote. I mean, number one on almost all of their demands list is that the entire team can get registered to vote and have an opportunity to not be in practice, not be in meetings, not being in film studies, but able to get to the polls collectively and vote. So, I think that's phenomenal. Also, you heard her in reference to these release forms and just the disclaimer forms and let's see the waivers. That's what I'm looking for. Don't sign that mess. You do what you want to do, but Uncle AJ, that's what I'm gonna be today. That's what I'm gonna be today. Hey, blessed heirs, that's what I'm gonna be today. Uncle AJ, don't sign that mess. If you have to sign a waiver to go to a football game that already has, I wish I had one of my tickets, that already has all kinds of disclaimers on the back of it in very small fine print, and even references other websites and documents that you have not read, most of you, that give them all kinds of rights and you very few. If you got to sign that to go to that event, you probably don't want to go. You probably don't need to go. And I'm not trying to take money out of the owner's pockets. You know me, I've already started the Save a Billionaire fund and trying to get y'all to go out and get those brown paper bags from your local grocery store and leaving them in the front of these stadiums so these billionaires can feed their families. So I'm not trying to take money out of their pockets. What I am trying to do is look out for John Q. Public. I'm trying to look out for Jane Q. Public. It's already as expensive as it could possibly be for you to go down there and take a family of 4. You're talking anywhere from $200 to $500 for a family of 4 just to get parked and get in the building. And oh yeah, by the way, I got to sign away my life and my children's life and my significant other's life just because. That's a good sign. It might not be time to be hanging out at that spot. I'm just saying, you can do what you want to do. You grown, but hey, y'all done got me with these all lives matter. You call me talking about I got corona and I need you to pray for me. All diseases matter. I can't pray for that. AJ, you're not going to pray for me? All prayer matters. I got to pray for other people too. I'm just telling you. You run down there and you get Rona and you call up here asking for prayer. I know, baby. In Louisiana, we say, what happened? Yeah? Well, where my Louisiana people at? Say it, bruh. What happened? Yeah? When they say, translation, ain't nothing I can do. I'm sorry to hear that, but ain't nothing I can do. Yeah? You was down by your mama house? And what happened? I'm just telling you. And excuse my broken English for a minute. I did go to Tulane University. I went to the University of New Orleans. I went to Elmhurst College in Illinois. Got enough paper to go on my walls for a little while. On everything I love, if you go down there and get that stuff, I'm gonna say it like this: ain't no team in the world was worth me going down there and getting an infectious virus, a contagious virus that there is no cure for. I love the Saints. America loves the Cowboys, but God loves the Saints. I ain't running down there and sign no waiver to be able to get in a stadium where I could possibly catch Rona. I'm going to watch them from my home up. And I ain't talking Houma, Louisiana. I'm talking about my house up. Don't catch Rona when you can stay home up. What do you have to prove? Who are you proving it to? Oh, I was down there in the stadium and I signed my waiver and got my seat and I was ready. Yeah? What do you have to prove? I want to let them know I was in there. Texans! Okay. Save your breath, bro. You're going to need those breaths when that Rona kicks in. You do all that shouting now, you're going to need them breaths when that Rona kicks in. Y'all, like me and Judge Staci said, you know, Judge Staci, grandmama told her to just use common sense. My grandmama told me common sense ain't all that common. There'll be other games, y'all. There'll be a time one of these days. I don't know when it is, but there'll be a time one of these days where we'll have some of this a little bit more figured out than right now. Run down there if you want to, trying to prove everybody you brave and I'm covered by the blood. Okay, well, let the blood heal you then. I can't pray for all prayer matters. I'm covered by the blood. All blood matters. I'm not just saying this. I ain't gonna tell y'all that story. Let me take a break. Let me get Sybil Wilkes in here. She's got a COVID-19 update. We'll come back, close out this first hour, and get the sports fellas on in the next hour. 281-453-1000 if you want to get in. 281-453-1000. I'm going down to the stadium and I'm gonna watch the Texans. Okay. I'm getting my next shirt is gonna say unapologetically. We'll be right back.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today about the coronavirus. Cases of COVID-19 in California, Texas, and Florida continue to skyrocket. California now has the second highest number in the nation, behind New York State. Schools are left in limbo as cases continue to rise. Many school districts are attempting to determine how and when to start the fall semester. According to a recent report, the Trump administration was slow to comprehend the scale of COVID-19's impact on nursing homes. Republican lawmakers suggest part of the blame lies with several Democratic governors who required nursing homes in their states to accept recovering coronavirus patients. There's little evidence that the protests that erupted after George Floyd's death caused a significant increase in infections. According to public health experts, the jumps would have started to become apparent within 2 weeks and perhaps as early as 5 days. fees. Please visit civilwilks.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered.
Hey, what's up? This is your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. Say what, bro? What happened? Yeah? You wrong for that? Yeah. Say, bro, don't do that. No, No, That's my Ninth Ward, Louisiana. And yo, bro, don't do that. Don't go down there. No, Wody. Yeah, I'm serious. If you run down there and get that Rona, I can't help you. AJ, you gonna pray for? Maybe. All prayer matters. All sicknesses matter. I gotta pray for everything. I'll include you. Maybe. AJ, you just mean. Being mean matters. I'm going with matters with everything. Keith Hennick matters. T. Barnes matters. I gotta pray for them too. They didn't go down there. I need to pray for them too. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm praying for everything and everybody. I ain't got time to break it down to one thing. So, Keith Hennick said, for true? Keith, what do you know about the Louisiana slang, brother? You let me hear about you riding around the lower 9, and I'm gonna know something. I'm gonna know something. Keith Hennick, man, that's why you call it the year 2020, bro. It's all, I've already done wrapped it up. They ain't gonna be no more callers of the year for 2020. It's Keith Hennick. I'm giving it to him early. Look, 2020 has been something all by itself. In June, I called it Keith Hennick, caller of the year 2020. Don't matter what anybody else does for the rest of it. All right, let me give you a quick sports update before we hit this second hour. Again, I should be hearing from John Foster and Akie in just a minute. NBA teams began their individual workouts yesterday. Rockets made a move. They signed Luke Mbah-a-Moute. Luke, welcome back to the Rocket family, man. It was good when he was here. Luke had some nice, just great defense, and hit some key buckets. Of course, he was injured in that final series against the Golden State Warriors. Homeboy couldn't make a layup. His wrist was bad. Couldn't make a layup then, but he's healthy now. And they're going to be running him down to Orlando. The Rockets and the Spurs will travel to Orlando July the 9th, and the Mavericks and the Pelicans will go down July the 8th. The NFL announced that they were shortening the preseason from 4 games down to 2. They're going to cut off the first and the fourth game, and even implied that they might cancel all of the preseason if things keep heading in the direction that they're going now. As you already heard us talk about, published reports say that they are going to ask you to sign a waiver to see the game.
KYOK on the road. The legend continues.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Oh, okay, these dudes got on here early. Akie, what are you showing us, man? I can't put that on. Oh, there you are. Okay, I thought you were showing us your pecs or something. We'll put John in the middle.
Oh God.
Hey, look at Akie looking all fly.
Oh man, I was just chilling.
What's up, Pimp Daddy?
You the man.
Oh my gosh. Nah, this game is not over. That was just the first hour on the books, second hour underway here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday. First hour was lit. Second hour, I don't know. We'll find out what it's going to be in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we got the sports fellas in the building. Y'all know him as the professional tennis coach. He coaches Rianne Newborn and many, many, many others to greatness. It is none other than John Foster. John, what up? John, say hi to everybody, John. No, we can't hear you, bro. We can't hear you. You the one, John. Your stuff is, Akie, say hi for John.
John, can you hear me, AJ?
I can hear you. We can hear you just fine.
Oh.
It's John. That's what I'm saying. It's John. John, we're not speaking sign language today. I'm not the mayor. I don't have that person signing at the front of the podium. John, what's wrong with your gear? I told him, I said, John called me already and said, it's going to be all right today. John calls me every week and tells me it's going to be all right today. And it's never all right. John, can you hear us? Not if you can hear us, John. John, if you're being held against your will, blink 2 times. Help me. Hold on, John is calling us now. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? Oh, yeah, John, you hear us? Can we hear you?
I can't hear Akie perfectly, but I couldn't hear you at all. Now I hear you because I have you on the phone.
All right, it might be my gear. Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm just glad to be in the building, man. I'm just glad to have a 9 to 5. I almost got fired in the first hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Huh?
Was that rough?
No, yeah. But I'm all right, I think.
It happened.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a campaign contribution to the station and see if that'll help me get out of trouble.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Yeah. So anyway, guys, not a lot of news coming out of the world of sports. NFL talking about making the fans sign waivers to come to the games. Had a judge on in the first hour, and we were talking about not only the NFL and these waivers, but college. Ohio State, some of the other colleges talk about having their student athletes sign waivers. I'm of the belief that if I got to sign my life away to come to your stuff, I might not want to come. I mean, it might not be time to come. John, you gonna sign your life away to go see your favorite NFL football team in a couple of weeks?
I would. I think they're gonna have a safer. You're gonna wear a mask. You're gonna have 6-foot distancing like we're doing anywhere right now.
Yeah.
So you'll have that distancing, and just like we're getting accustomed to living, in a different world, a whole different world. Andre, I think a bigger story is.
Well, wait, no, don't give me no bigger story. Hold on, John. I don't want to. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Yeah. So, I mean, John, let me ask you a question. Well, hold on. Let me get Akie. Akie, what you doing? You signing and you going?
I'm not signing nothing, AJ.
Why you not gonna sign? Akie, sign your stuff away, bro.
No, because if I catch anything, I'm on half that team.
Hey, look, it's gonna be the Houston Texans by Akie Davis.
Right.
John, let me ask you a question, man. So what is it that you have to prove by being out there right now where you got to sign your life away? If it's business as usual, why this extra step of having to sign a waiver?
I think everybody just has to protect themselves. I mean, contractual, I have to do it on the tennis court sometimes. When you run a tournament or you do anything,
I was at the doctor the other day getting medicine, and I read this one thing for creams to put on my leg that was a deal, and it says cancer and this and that. So I stopped using it. I went to him, I said, you know, it says all that you could have a heart attack, you could do this. He goes, John, when you have somebody play tennis, they give you all the worst things, and they say it right there. It's real. I don't doubt it. I believe I'm very healthy, so I'm not as worried as a lot of people. I'm more worried of me having it, not knowing it, and giving it to somebody that could die from it. He will die from it. It's a very serious, you know, all three of us know, listening to his story, and others that we know also. It's a real thing, and it's serious, and it's, even if you do get over it, there can be damage.
And I guess that's why I'm trying to figure out, you know, you just outlined, you know, anything is a risk, but we already have disclaimers on the back of tickets right now. It has a whole bunch of if this, then this, we're not responsible for that. And then it also references websites and other documents that most people don't even take the time to read. If everything is back to normal, then why this extra step of having to further sign away, you know, liability? I mean, everybody, oh, they're taking away our rights. They're going to take away our Second Amendment. Don't take away our this and that and the other, but you signing away your right if something happens to you at their event that was already covered by certain, waivers and things like that. Either it is business as usual or it's not. You don't get to get it both ways. Why the waiver?
Well, also it's a deadly disease, and if you get this and you have a weak immune system, I talked to somebody this morning, and the people that got it died within a week. They're dead. It doesn't take long. If you get this and you have bad lungs and you have a condition, immune system, you're gone. So we're not talking sick, we're talking dead.
Okay, so that goes back to my original question, and Akie, I want to get you in here. Why now? Why go to the games now? Why not let it kind of marinate for a little bit, as we say out of my neighborhood? Let it marinate for a little bit before we just jump out there. Why is everyone so heck bent, Akie, on getting out there now, even if it means signing your life away?
They want the money, and there's some people out there, AJ, as you can see on the news, they don't care. They're having beach parties, they're going to clubs, they're doing what they want to do, and you can't stop some people. You know, some people don't think fat means greasy, and I wouldn't sign any extra document to go to a sporting event, especially, you know, being a Texans and a Rockets fan, and chances are we might get blown out. Spend my money and take a chance of getting sick. and infecting anybody else.
Texas game, and they was up 24 to nothing on Kansas City, and then we lost 51 to 31, and I got Rona.
No, I ain't going through that. It's just too much. No, and I signed a waiver. No, that's just too much for me.
Okay, listen, y'all stay right there. Stay right there, guys. Stay right there. Let me take a quick commercial. We'll come back with the sports fellas, John Foster and Dr. Akie Davis, right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. We just talked about the NFL and the waivers. Let's talk about NBA when we come back on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-961-2730. 800-961-2730. That's 800-961-2730.
I'm Linda J. We all know Election Day is just around the corner. We want change. We need change. We can be the change. Exercise your right for change on Election Day. Don't talk about it. Let's be about it. So let's roll to the polls in record numbers, and we can make that change. This message is approved by KYOK 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOKradio.org.
Having trouble getting focused? Getting your to-do list turned on?
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
KYOK 1140 and 92.3.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
It's called To Inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK, 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
Be sure to tune in to Motivational Thursdays on Shiloh Radio, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., where you will be encouraged, inspired, and ignited on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you on the lunch break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. This is our Throwback Thursday. I got the sports fellas joining me, Dr. Akie Davis and John Foster. John gonna run down there as soon as they open them doors up with the Texans. The Astros start working out tomorrow, and they're gonna allow media folks down there, but you can't be down on the field with the players as they begin their summer camp. And the Rockets opened up their individual workouts yesterday. They picked up Luke Mbah-a-Moute, and they picked up David Nwaba. And David is not going to go down to Orlando. So they're going to win the championship with David. David is going to lead them to the championship next year in the regular season. He ain't going to lead them in the shortened season in Orlando because, you know, they are locked to win the championship with David Nwaba. But a lot of players are starting to test positive in NBA. Had 3 test positive for the Pelicans, no names. Had several test positive in Denver, including front office people. But they're pushing ahead and just got word that Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred said we'll be lucky to finish 60 games this year. I mean, it just sounds like everybody is sounding the alarm that this might not go down the way everybody thinks it should.
I would agree with that. Guys, I don't believe we're going to make it to a full season anywhere. Basketball, baseball, football, forget it. I just don't see it happening. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't see it. I hope we get started so we can see something this year. But this is a game changer, and I think it's going to change not only the sports and how they do it, like tennis is adapting now. I just got to the French Open with 60% occupancy in the stadium. I have a friend flying to England. They opened up the gates to fly today. Flying. He said in England they're opening up everything. So Europe is doing pretty good right
Now wait a minute. I thought the EU said that Americans can't come. Like we banned from there. We banned from traveling over there because we nasty.
I don't think so, my friend. England.
You better check again. You better check again because the EU has banned travel from America unless you're from certain countries, including Rwanda. You can travel, but U.S. is definitely on the ban list. So, who is it? Is it your son?
No, he's a lawyer here, and he's just going on vacation with a buddy of his in England.
Text me his name because I'm gonna tell on him. I'm trying to see something with Crime Stoppers real quick. I'm trying to see if I can make a little change with the EU Crime Stoppers. I got one flying in, private jet. Look for him. Akie, again, the big thing is the bubble, and over 10,000 cases yesterday in Florida. And what's happening? They're running down to Orlando to try and play 8 basketball games and then a playoff.
I think the NBA has the best plan with the bubble. I think it costs them like $1.5 million a day, if I'm not mistaken. But they're not they're not allowed to leave outside the bubble, and they're testing their players. So if you have it or whatever, you have to go quarantine and then retest and all that. But it's just like pulling at straws, AJ. It's just like crazy that all these sports are just trying to make it happen one way or another, but it's going to be tough.
The problem, Akie, is when you get it, you get diagnosed with it, you've already had it. I mean, basketball's not football, but there's physical contact, and you're breathing in each other's face. So you already gave it to 3, 4, 5 other guys. They're all going to come down with it. That's just the fact.
I'm looking for an article that literally I did not even want to read the article on my show, and definitely didn't want to read it in my sports updates, because it literally, the headline was expect deaths in football in 2020. Like, expect not a number of people to catch COVID-19, not a number of people to have to deal with the results of COVID-19, but it literally said expect deaths in football in 2020. And the reality of it is, you can't just shrug that away as, oh no, they're just overreacting. It's just like the flu. It's just like a cold. You'll be sick for a little while, then you'll get over it and you'll be fine. No, you don't know how something we've never seen before is going to affect people that are healthy and those who might have underlying health conditions.
That's true, AJ, because you look at it like, it affects your organs. So like you say you have a collapsed lung or something like that, and then you get tackled and you got eight 300-pound players laying on top of you. So it's not very healthy especially for football. I mean,
you got an infectious disease with a contact sport. You're on the 2-yard line. You got your goal line defense in there. Y'all all mushed up next to the offensive lineman. Your quarterback's going to either hand the ball or try to roll out and press that ball across the line. All the things that they say you shouldn't do with this thing, they're going to be doing, some 100 plays per game.
He's going to break it on one play, every rule.
Like, you can't. So they're going to play flag rules with pads, huh? Yeah. Let me do this. Let me take another break real quick. Y'all stay right there. Let me take another break. We're going to come back with the sports fellas right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Your expensive cable bill forever, or get new satellite internet where cable can't go. Well, now you can have affordable satellite internet service for a few dollars a day. All you need is a mini satellite installed, and you can have unlimited internet connections wirelessly in your home or office. And no cable boxes means unlimited unlimited connections, and no clutter. You can surf the internet or stream any of your favorite television services with no cable. And the best part is, satellite internet service costs only a few dollars a day for your entire home. Yes, fast internet to surf or stream television for a few bucks a day. Call now for free details and learn how to drop your expensive cable bill.
800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. 800-712-8044. That's 800-712-8044.
Having trouble getting focused? Getting your to-do list turned on?
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
KYOK 1140 and 90.
I found the article.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
It's called to inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK at 11:40 a.m., 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica, live in Indianapolis Coast, and listen. You listen to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, along with the sports fellas, John Foster and Dr. Akie Davis. The article I was talking about is written by Dennis Dodd, who says, coronavirus in college football, hospitalizations, deaths projected by data analysis if FBS plays in 2020. He says, ever since the coronavirus pandemic started a few months ago, most of the talk in college sports space has centered around beginnings. When can we practice? When can we play? When can we hug and hold college football again? A noted University of Illinois computer science professor has some troubling data to consider regarding widespread infection and even death. Dr. Sheldon Jacobson expects 30 to 50% infection rate in approximately 13,000 players competing in FBS season based on the research, and he also projects 3 to 7 deaths among those players due to COVID-19. Akie, John, you done got quiet on me again. Speak up in your.
Okay, better.
Yeah, that's better. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's based off of the COVID-19, of that, or what he's calculating on.
Yeah, that's kind of what's going on, COVID-19. Like,
Yeah.
So is that acceptable? What, only 3 to 7 college athletes dying of COVID-19? That's an acceptable number?
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to go with that.
So what do? You count off 1, 2, 3, you're not gonna make it. 4, 5, 6, 7, you're not gonna make it. 8, 9, 10, Well, how do you pick who goes and who stays?
This is where it comes down. Andre, this is what Nostradamus here or anything, but unless they find the answer to this, there's going to be a different athlete, sometimes not the best athlete, playing sports. Sorry to say, because some people are just too smart and they don't want to do it. Other people, they're sports people and they're going to play sports whether they die or not. A lot of boxers live with that every day. But it's going to change who gets involved in sports if we don't come up with the answer to this.
Akie?
The thing is, I was talking to a friend this morning, and she said that one of her friends' sons had got a scholarship to play football, so she had bought a home gym. So he had some friends come work out, and one of them was like 16. He didn't know he had the virus, and his mom or grandma ended up dying catching it from him. So we're gonna have those kind of conditions with some of these guys like 16 that they might not be showing any that they have any showing that they have any symptoms, but then they're going around grandma, grandpa, their parents, and they're killing all people in that way, and those people are not being accounted for when you're looking at it.
I think that's why I'm a center pro. I still teach every day, and a lot of
Yeah, and it's far from a Chinese thing. I mean, there's all kinds of people. That's one of the things about this virus. It's indiscriminate. It does affect minority groups like Black and Hispanics more. And some of that is because of the fact that a lot of our culture can't go and sit out for 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, several months, and take care of our households. So a lot of us are your frontline workers. So it's beyond cultural. It's beyond cultural. When you look at, it's not just the 13,000 student athletes that will be on the respective fields. We're now hearing about colleges and universities where some of these kids are back on campus and they're throwing COVID-19 parties where they're inviting people that they know who are infected with COVID-19, and they're giving out prizes to whoever gets infected first for coming to these parties. And from what we're hearing, these parties are packed. They wall to wall. These young people think that because the word has been put out, you can't get it, it's not going to affect you. And even if you do, it's just going to be like the flu, like the cold. You just have to go through a little discomfort, and then you got to get over it. You'll get over it. They're literally inviting people in to catch the virus and go and do God knows what with. That's the part that I don't understand, how they're not adults on these campuses that have a little bit better common sense than that.
Kids will be kids, it's a shame, but oh my God.
Did you just say kids will be kids?
Kids will be kids.
John. Bruh.
Kids will think like kids. You know how when you were 20 years old, I was 20. Akie, when we're in our 20s, we can do anything, and we know better than everybody.
Okay.
No matter what.
Okay. So, all right, kids will be kids. Now what?
I mean, they should try to stop the universities to put a hold on that, but they should. I don't know why they're not.
John, and I'm not coming at you specifically, but I think that kind of mentality, that kind of, just throwing out the kids will be kids. That's why we got, close to 125,000 deaths in the United States right now. People literally shrug it off as business as usual. Boys will be boys, kids will be kids. I gotta have my haircut. I gotta have my lunch. I want somebody to bring me my food. It ain't the same with me just coming to pick it up. I want to live my free life, and it's not business as usual. This thing does not concern itself with the American way of life, and until we adjust our thinking and not just brush it off with the kids will be kids, and that's just the way it is for right now. But we accept that this has got to cause us to make some changes, then those numbers will start coming down instead of spiking up. It's idiotic. And I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about, it's idiotic that we had sense enough to shut it down the first time, but then we got so consumed with the economy that we opened up too soon, and now we've got numbers out there higher than when we shut down the first time, and you've got elected officials, governors, lieutenant governors, and I won't go any higher than that, but you know who I'm talking about, that are literally saying, no, we can't shut down again. We just got to roll it back a little bit because it's eventually going to go away. You haven't been able to control it now. How do you think that you can just blow it away? It's uncontrollable right now.
What our biggest fear was, when we decided to reopen, this would happen. And I think financially, America had to open. I mean, I don't know the time frame on it, but you had to, or you can't. A lot of people be living on the streets, and already it caused a lot of.
So, John, they're not living on the streets right now. They're living in ICUs. They're living in hospital wards. They're living on they're not on the street, John. They're living in hospital rooms with respirators and taking medicine and drugs and not able to breathe and stuff like that. Akie, what say you?
I mean, it's really just not worth it. Just everything that's going on. It's just like, you like you said, boys will be boys, kids will be kids. Well, once you're in college, you're an adult. a young adult,
That's what
but
they're telling me.
you're an adult when you're in college, and I feel like having COVID-19 parties, that's ignorant. First person that catches it, because you don't know how it's gonna affect you if you get it. We're not superhuman. So it's like you never know how it's going to affect you. You don't know what underlying conditions you have. Because I'm pretty sure most young people are not getting their checkups like they should growing up, because they probably had limited, health care, or just maybe hadn't got sick that much being young.
Well, bottom line is sometimes if mom and daddy don't make that health appointment, it ain't gonna get made. It's just not
Exactly.
gonna happen.
Exactly.
Let me read some more of what this person at the university said. He said a few of them could end up in the hospital, and you'll have a small number who could die. He said, I don't want to sugarcoat it for you. I just want to give you the facts. If everybody comes together under normal circumstances, boys will be boys, kids will be kids, we will probably see that kind of outcome. And I'm just sorry. I had Judge Staci Williams on earlier in the first hour. And even with these waivers, if my child signs a waiver and then dies on your college or university campus, and folks will say, oh, yeah, but, you signed a waiver and you know what you were getting into, I'm still suing everybody. Do you hear me? I'm suing the campus. I'm suing the university. I'm suing the dog that lays on the university campus. I'm suing everybody. Do you hear me? I don't care about no doggone waiver. I'm suing everybody. I'm suing the fraternity or the sorority that threw the COVID-19 party. I'm suing the security guard that let folks on campus for the party. I'm suing whoever sold them the beverages, the snacks. I'm suing everybody. And I don't care about a waiver. And I'm going up to the state Supreme Court. I'm going up to the U.S. Supreme Court. I'm going up to NATO. I'm going to somebody gonna give me my justice if my child dies because you had to play football.
Yeah, it's just not that serious. It's just like, with college kids right now, I don't see nothing wrong with them going to school online, taking classes online, and doing it that way. And just, I know the NFL and the colleges and the NBA, they're all thinking about the money that they'll miss out on. But, you know, if, if this corona is something we've never experienced, think about the economy if so many people die. We won't have people to work. We won't have people to spend money.
John?
Yeah, I think we're going to see big changes coming up here with college football. There's a big problem. I don't know how they're even thinking they can pull this off, Andre. I don't know. And if they don't do that, where does that leave the NFL? Does it trickle down or trickle up? That's where. So things are going to change, guys. There's big changes coming because Andre, it's college football. That's a joke. It's not going to happen. Like you said, people are going to die. They're going to shut it down. So why not? I mean, as selfish as I am, I'd like to see it go on, but I don't see how it could really happen without the end result being what you're talking about, Andre. Can't see it.
Well, we'll see, because right now, like I said, every league is pushing towards their season opener. The Rockets and Spurs will be traveling to Orlando July the 9th, and then they start their camp in the bubble the 9th through the 21st. The Mavericks and the Pelicans will go down on July the 8th. NFL, of course, is still pushing towards their August, September opening, and Major League Baseball is supposed to open somewhere July 23rd or 24th. We don't know which day because they have not released a schedule yet. And then, of course, college football opens up in September. And as was the question with Clemson, they've got now close to 40 cases of confirmed COVID-19. And Dabo Swinney has not canceled one practice, has not canceled one workout, has not canceled one drill. They are still pushing ahead. The governor has now come out and said that he might not allow any of South Carolina, Clemson, those games to be played because of the rise in COVID-19. So Looks like an adult might be taking over in Clemson. I mean, in South Carolina.
Right. And Andre, I'm sorry. When I say kids will be kids, I didn't mean that like let them do what they want to do. I'm just saying they're gonna push the bar. They're gonna push the limits on what they can do, and you're gonna tell them not to do something. They're gonna do it anyway. And then they're gonna do more. So I'm not saying that was right. I'm just saying if there's no doubt these young people are doing what they want to do, whether it's not even a little bit smart. So the adults that run the programs and they have to pull the whistle, pull the chain. You're gonna need some adults. You're not gonna find any young adults that are gonna be able to stop the thought process.
John, bring your mic up closer to you, bro. You're fading out.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to stop the thought process of the other kids on their things. They want to battle through this and not deal with it. So the institutions, the colleges, need to put a stop to that. If there's a college, and there are parties, that's on the college, like you said on there. That is only on the adult, not on the kids.
Yeah. Here's a guy that I don't typically agree with anything that this guy says. In fact, I'm still trying to figure out how he does what he does. Paul Feinbaum, who covers the SEC, really he covers Bama, but he covers the SEC. And he says, and I quote, "At what point does your idea shift? When a player dies, is that the point of no return? At some point, these schools are going to have to stand up and say, we're going to do what's right for the student athletes this year, and we'll figure out the fiscal side later." And he did hashtag Clemson Sports. I hate to say it, the world is coming to an end because I agree with Paul Feinbaum.
AJ, 40 people, that's just too many. That has to be shut down completely. That's not like one case. 40 people, that's almost like that's half the team.
LSU's got 40.
That's too many. That's just like
UT's got close to 30, if not more than 30.
That's just like whenever it's that's just ridiculous. I mean, you can't be prepared to kick something off with that many cases going down on a team and practicing.
I'm telling you guys, it's that herd immunity. They feel like if we all push through it, but what they're not understanding, we had Kimberly Armstrong on yesterday. You can catch corona more than once. That's now documented. It's not like you'll get it and then you can't catch it again. There are folks that have contracted the virus more than once. And just because you didn't have scar tissue the first time and you didn't have, secondary repercussions and side effects and things like that the first time, doesn't mean that's going to be the case the second time. Doesn't mean that's going to be the case the third time. So I just feel like we are playing with something just to be able to play these games. And I know, let me just say this for the record, and then we got to take a break. These colleges, universities, pro teams, I already know they're going to do what they want to do. They got the money to do it. Everybody love, billionaires. They're so brilliant. They so smart. You got to listen to the billionaires. The billionaires want to play, we will play. Now, what's going to happen after that? As I said before y'all came on, in Louisiana, we say, you was out there? You got corona? Yeah? That means ain't nothing I can do about it. Look, all I can do is commiserate with you. And by the way, don't breathe on me. Give me 6 feet. Let me take a break. We'll be right back. Wrap things up with the sports fellas in just a little bit on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. We'll be right back right after this.
It's inspiring. It's empowering.
It's life-changing.
It's called To Inspire with best-selling author and motivational speaker, Dr. Sylvia Cole. Tune in every Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock here on the legendary KYOK, 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and KYOK.org.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-547-4170. 800-547-4170. 800-547-4170. That's 800-547-4170.
This is a potter's field. When people can't pay for their funerals, they are buried here. It is a lonely, desolate place, littered with unmarked headstones. No one visits. No one leaves flowers. But it doesn't have to be that way. For as low as $1 a day, you can ensure your family will have the money to pay your funeral expenses. We offer burial insurance plans that pay up to $30,000. Considering the average funeral costs more than $10,000, that's peace of mind for your family. There are no medical exams, your rates won't increase, and your policy cannot be canceled as long as you make your premium payments. Call now to get approved in minutes and ensure your final resting place is more than just a pauper's grave in a potter's field.
800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. 800-308-6729. That's 800-308-6729. Paid for by Final Expense Direct.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? Quick Cash Offer can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents and risking your safety by selling your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your home to foreclosure. If you have any equity in your home, we will buy it and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call Quick Cash Offer now before the economy gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just don't want to get the cash you need today.
800-780-1431. 800-780-1431. 800-780-1431. That's 800-780-1431.
Hey, this is Tori and Terry, and we're with a new show on the legendary KYOK called Marriage Talk with Tori and Terry.
Yes, that's Saturdays at 1 p.m. Marriage Talk with us. You can call in and talk with us about your marriage questions, engagement, relationship questions. We're here to assist you. Saturdays at 1 p.m.
And that's on the legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's Throwback Thursday. We got the sports fellas, Dr. Akie Davis and John Foster, hanging out, and just got a deal that I want to talk about real quick. You know, Cam Newton signed with the New England Patriots. Good move, John Foster. Cam Newton signing with New England. Oh, I'm sorry. Do it again, John. Say it again. Unbelievable. I agree with you. Akie Davis, good move for Cam Newton.
Great move.
All right. We all agree. Great move for Cam. But is it really? We now know that Cam signed a 1-year, $7.5 million, and that it was full of incentives. Can I tell you how full of incentives it was? It's a 1-year deal with a guarantee of $550,000. That's on a base salary of 1.05 in base, and the rest, another $5.75 million, is in incentives. How are you going to pay a former Rookie of the Year, a former league, not division, not conference, but league MVP, a former quarterback who led his team to a 15-1 record and a Super Bowl appearance in the last, 7 years? How you going to guarantee that man $550,000? That's like going in your pocket and say, hold on, man. Here go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here go 500. I'll holler. I'll see you at practice. How they gonna do Cam Newton like that?
I can explain that for you.
Okay, John, I'm listening.
All right, you ready? Here we go.
Yes.
All right. Sponsorships. If he does what we know he can do, if he's healthy, and that's partly why they did that, he's going to be worth, he's going to make $10, $20, $30 million if he can do what he's capable of, if he's healthy and win a championship. Yeah, the $7 million is nothing compared to what he's going to make in what he's worth the next year. And I mean, I don't know how much money Cam's made in his lifetime, but it's probably enough to be pretty comfortable. So he can make a decision like this to play for a team that he has a legit, had the number 1 defense last year, a legit, and only New England could do that to him, Andre. Only New England could go, hey, Cam, come play for us. If you're healthy, work it out together, and it's all on back incentives. That $7 million, like everything is based on him playing and performing. But it's a win-win on both sides because I was listening to people talk last year. There's serious doubt whether he's going to be able to get back and be the Cam that he was 2-3 years ago. What do you guys think?
Akie, go ahead and answer my question and John's question.
Okay, well, I feel like somebody at Cam's caliber, he's proved this since junior high on every level. And he really shouldn't be signing prove-it deals at only 31 years old. And his injury wasn't that major where he's not going to be able to bounce back from it. You know, Tom Brady was 40 last year. Cam's only 31. I mean, 550,000 is a slap in the face.
I'm telling you, they look, and I'm not even talking about Robert Kraft. Bill Belichick went in his pocket and start counting them. How much you need? Guaranteed. Hold it 5 right now, and I'll catch up with you later. Listen, Andy Dalton got $3 million guaranteed. Andy Dalton ain't never been the league MVP. Andy Dalton has never been the Rookie of the Year. Andy Dalton has never been to a Super Bowl unless somebody gave him or he bought a ticket. And he ain't never led a team to a 15-1 record. Jameis Winston, who to me is not fair to put him in here, but he got a guaranteed $1.1 million. Cam Newton got $550. $550. Make it make sense to me, John. And I don't want to hear nothing about sponsorships. I don't get sponsorships because you can't afford to pay me. I get sponsorships in addition to you paying me.
I'm dumbfounded right now. I mean, that's crazy numbers. You're right. But obviously, Cam's not doing his own negotiating. His lawyer is. He wants to probably win a Super Bowl. He's been to the Super Bowl. And New England gives him the best chance. So, and with the COVID-19, I don't think that they can physically look at him in person. So there's hesitancy there. But, man, I mean, at least throw Cam, a couple million, I agree.
Come on, John. You might not be able to see me in person, but I'm still Cam Newton. Birdman say what? Put some respect on my name. Come on, Akie. Talk to me, man.
I mean, I follow Cam on Instagram. I've watched. I know it's just Instagram and it's just highlights of him working out, but you see him doing all the stuff that making the moves, making all the passes and stuff like that. And that's about all you could get before the NFL draft was virtual workouts. Tua, I had a virtual workout. He didn't get to go a workout for anybody, and he was still.
And he get more. Wait a minute. Jordan Love got more guaranteed money than Cam Newton. Jordan
Right.
Love, who is taking a snap in the NFL, got more guaranteed money. And I'm not knocking Jordan Love. In fact, I want to try and get him on the show. But I'm just saying, this dude ain't never took a snap in the NFL.
But he didn't get money from New England.
Wait a minute, bro. Hold on. Now you gonna make me go off on New England. Robert Kraft had money to pay massage therapists. He only gave Cam $550. Come on, man.
That's about the same. You're right.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Stop, John. I'm gonna start calling you Skip. Come on, Skip. I'm start calling you Skip Bayless, man. I'm about to be Uncle Shannon, and you about to be Skip Bayless, man.
Oh man, I haven't watched Skip in a long time.
Yeah, you'll have to. You him, Doc. You have morphed into Skip Bayless. I have never seen you and Skip Bayless in the same room at the same time. You Skip, Doc. You Skip Bayless's burner account. Oh my gosh, y'all! Seriously, man, that's crazy to me. But to John, John done fell off. To John's point, I believe Cam is gonna ball out. I believe Cam is either gonna get a big time deal with New England or with somebody else. If I'm New England and I'm looking at Jarrett Stidham, Cody Kessler, and Brian Hoyer, I'm taking all their money and giving it to Cam next year after he does get them to the playoffs and they hopefully make a long run in the playoffs. But yeah, that one was kind of suspect to me. There was one other thing I wanted to run past y'all real quick. Let me get it before we got to get out of here real quick. Cam Newton's deal. Akie, you know that the Lakers made it official signing
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith. Good move or not good move?
I don't think it was a good move. I just felt like he hadn't played basketball in like a year, and that him and LeBron kind of had a little problem last time they played together.
You already know that they don't sign J.R. Smith unless LeBron James is on board with it. You already know that,
Right. I know LeBron was on board with it, but I don't know. I don't see it as being J.R. Smith doing anything major.
Add a little bit of shooting off the bench.
Yeah, he can add a little shooting, but he's so hot and cold. You know,
so every other shooter. You live by the 3, you
die by the 3.
That means hot and cold. You know, that means hot and cold.
Yeah, but he's a little bit more cold than hot.
Well, he's 599 years old. I mean, JR, don't let the smooth taste fool you. JR old as dirt, Doc. There was dirt, then JR. Real quick before we go, I want to give honor where honor is due, man. There is a young lady that just deserves all the credit in the world, and that's Maya Moore. Maya Moore took a year off last year and was going to take a year off this year, but she pulled it off. She helped a young man by the name of Jeremy Irons, who was sentenced to 20 years, had served more than 20 years of a 50-year sentence. He got out of jail just the other day. And I got to tell you, man, that was one of the sweetest things in the world. Young man went into prison. He was tried as an adult as a 16-year-old with literally no evidence, no forensic evidence. It was a forced eyewitness kind of thing. Like, you got to pick somebody. And the eyewitness picked Irons. And then they said that Irons confessed, but there was no recording of the confession. There was no DNA. There was no fingerprints. There was nothing. And when Maya Moore got in it and put her resources behind an attorney, they finally got this young man out. And he served 20 years of a 50-year sentence. And Maya Moore put her resources to getting him out of jail. That's the person of the year for me right there. John?
No doubt about it.
Akie?
It's sad. I mean, shout out to her. And, you know, hopefully, you know, I think that he still has something going on since he served 20 years of something that he didn't do. So hopefully it'll be paying her back real soon.
Yeah, I hope that whoever put him away is going to have to pay some retribution, let's call it.
Right.
Guys, tell everybody to find you and follow you. John, you go first.
All right, JohnFosterFitness.com. Andre Jones and Austin Davis, KYOK on Thursday.
All right. And Dr. Akie, how about you? Where can
You can
everybody find you and follow you?
Okay, you can find me at Dr. Akie on Twitter and on Instagram, page Turner 0823.
You and that
No
Instagram.
laughing to the Instagram, AJ. It has got me in
Dude, I
enough
know
trouble.
quit Instagram you gonna quit Instagram every single day for the rest of your life. What, you can't find the delete your account button?
I can't. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's just,
send me your login. Send me your ID and your password.
Nah, I can't send anybody that information, AJ.
What's up with that, Akie? Why you can't do that?
That's some top secret information. I can't send.
I heard that meme of that pit bull barking in the window down at the bottom. Yo, dog, did you hear me? She got your password. I heard that was about you too.
Hey, I got to get up and shake things up if that happens.
Yeah, man, I hear you. Y'all stay safe out there. Wear your mask, okay? We're gonna get some lunch break masks, so I'll make sure y'all covered up out there. I see John Foster out there doing them tennis lessons. He ain't got no mask on. He all up on them little kids and stuff like that. John, stop breathing on people, man.
No, I did the one video with the mask on, showing it.
When was that, John? Oh, okay, last year? Last year,
yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, John. Bye, John.
All right, y'all guys stay safe.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later. All right, y'all. Those are the sports fellas. You know how we always get crazy on Thursday. So y'all keep following them and make sure y'all give them some love. Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. And then in the morning, you got Erica Campbell and Griff. Get up mornings, 6 a.m. to 9. And your boy will be back with, actually, I won't be here tomorrow. I will not be here tomorrow. We'll be taking the day off as we get ready to, for the 4th of July and all that kind of stuff. But y'all be safe out there. Lord say the same. I'll be back on Monday with David Grubb and our Media Monday. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. But wear your mask. As they say around here, mask up. Wash your hands more than 20 seconds and sanitize everything around you. And guess what? Any chance you get, cut that racism out. Amen? All right, y'all. Love you. Y'all stay the same. We'll talk to you on Monday.
1140 KYOK on road. The legend continues. Are you ready?
This is a great day. It's Thursday, a great day. This is the second day in July. Now, we are almost at the end of the year, but we're already 2 days away from...
All right, y'all. Sorry, I'm trying to check my messages. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Again, I want to thank Judge Staci Williams for coming on the first hour. Y'all be sure to follow her, check her out, see what she's about. Also, John Foster, Akie Davis, man, those guys are crazy. Those guys are just ridiculous. John Foster, man, my dude, man. I'm telling you, that's my guy. And Dr. Akie Davis, real deep. Y'all, if y'all have not checked out any of his books, you got to do that. So, again, as always, y'all make the show. Y'all make it go. So keep doing what you're doing. Thank you for the energy and the love. And again, Donna Coleman Holman, thank you for this right here. Thank you for this right here. I am going to be sporting it. I was going to have to go and see one of my clients, and I had me another shirt I was going to put on. But then as soon as I got out of there, I was going to rock this bad boy back. So as always, y'all, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. And there's nothing you can do about it except wash them hands, wear that mask, where your mask at, where your mask at, wear your mask, make sure you cover your face, and give people 6 feet or more, give them 6 feet or more. And like I said, any chance you get, cut that racism out, whether it's coming from you, whether you see somebody else doing it, whether you see something else going on, cut that racism out. That's going to be my new thing. Cut that racism out. All right? Y'all take care. Again, I love y'all.